Justice League, the Snyder Cut. I'm excited to chat about this because I've seen a lot of people weigh in as to what they're hoping to see. Some people are excited, some people don't care, some people think this is the revolution in filmmaking because of the controversy behind the Snyder Cut. And I thought, as somebody that loves DC characters, as you can see, I definitely have some things to say, and I think not everybody is talking about these. So, one of the most important things in creating a Justice League film is portraying characters that we all love, that we have seen done before in amazing ways, and giving them enough weight, enough room to work with. And so we have Batman, portrayed by Ben Affleck, and I think he's done an amazing job in creating a physicality and a screen presence for both Batman and Bruce Wayne that is genuine, that is interesting, at the same time unique, and definitely worth the space that he's given in the Justice League. I completely understand that some people have said, well, this Batman really has nothing to do when he has so many very strong characters around him. You have unstoppable Superman, almost unstoppable Wonder Woman, incredibly interesting but CGI intricate Cyborg, great performance by Jason Momoa as Aquaman that is just enigmatic, the humor relief in The Flash by Ezra Miller. With all of those things around him, Batman becomes somewhat irrelevant. I have to say that actually it is the glue in the entire story. Even though this Batman is not doing much physically, he's actually getting the story moving along. And when you look at the comic books, the detective side of things, the portrayal by Ben Affleck as this getting people together is actually the important side of things. He perhaps cannot contribute equally when he's fighting the bad guy, but his contribution is meaningful and important to the story. So, where everybody's talking about the redesign of some characters and giving some more screen time to characters that deserve it, like Cyborg, perhaps a little bit more of the Flash, I would love to see more of Aquaman. But what really is not being talked about is what needs to be done to make this film successful, and where my hope really is placed is in the villain. Yes, I realize they redesigned Steppenwolf, and I gotta be honest, he looks sharp, more menacing. He's basically a walking saw. All of those spikes, cool. If you haven't seen the new redesign of Steppenwolf, check it out. It's very cool. Darkseid. This is the challenge. Imagine the last 6 Marvel films, Avengers, without a worthy foe. Imagine if Thanos fell flat, if it wasn't built up, if it wasn't portrayed by Josh Brolin, and you can see Josh Brolin and hear Josh Brolin in Thanos. Imagine it would not be that of a compelling story from the villain's point of view. The Avengers films were amazing, especially the last two, but without that equally important, significant counterpart, without the true menacing, unyielding villain, it would not be the same. So, while you do have Steppenwolf, I believe that we are now being told hope for a stronger, more mysterious, darker, but more convincing villain, Darkseid. Steppenwolf, unfortunately, in the first Justice League movie, always felt to me like a henchman. It basically didn't provide enough counterweight to all of the heroes we see on screen. Yes, I get it. You don't want to show the villain at all times. I respect that. It is economically sound and it builds a mystery. Simple reasoning. But when you don't develop the villain and don't create an opposition to very powerful, very familiar characters, it simply doesn't give the film justice. Pardon the pun. But now, Darkseid. How many scenes are we going to have? How much of his story, his motivation, his weight we're going to see? Are we going to hear and feel the presence of an actor that is going to take over the screen, even if it's disguised by this beautifully done CGI character? Is it going to be an equally worthy foe to powerful, almost unstoppable heroes? And that is the challenge in the Snyder Cut. It is not in making the film look prettier. It will make the film look different, for sure. And it's not in giving characters that deserve it more screen time. But it is in, can it give a villain that is more interesting than Steppenwolf? And can it bring Steppenwolf from the feeling of being a henchman to being the main villain with something even greater behind him? That is what I'm curious to see. Because at the end of the day, think of any one of these characters. How can you make a hero out of all of these cool characters if they're not being challenged beyond who they are, beyond what they can do by a worthy foe? Justice League, the Snyder Cut, is coming out on HBO Max. I'm extremely excited, extremely anxious to see how it turns out. I'm Jim from Get Me More, and you know where to find me. Please add your questions and comments below. I'm excited to start a conversation about Darkseid. Thanks for watching.